Hi everyone. The last couple weeks I've made some vlogs kind of looking at the format of at least two MOOCs that I've been a part of there. And today I want to kind of talk about MOOCs in general, but there's one thing I kind of want to make a correction to from my previous vlog. Um, from my experience that I've had with the two MOOCs that I've been a part of there, one kind of critique that I made was that it doesn't really give you a chance for a whole lot of hands-on learning. It's kind of watch videos, answer questions, do calculations, do multiple choice or fill in the blank questions, and there wasn't a whole lot of diversity there. But as week 2 became available in the AP biology course, there were a couple things here that has actually well, I've been impressed with. It's nice to have a little bit more diversity here, and I'll kind of show you them here. There's the make a membrane activity here, and then lab 1 diffusion and osmosis. So I've already clicked on make a membrane here, and if I go and click here, it will take us to another page that I have to click here, and it takes us to another link from the University of Utah here that has kind of a printout activity on making a cell membrane. And I'll just wait for it to load so that I can show you. So this is a bit of a more hands-on project compared to what I had been exposed to in the MOOC previously. So as you can see, this is an activity that you can use in your classroom. So certainly it's a nice touch here to this MOOC. So if I scroll down here, you will see that it kind of has a picture of a 3D cell membrane, and it gives you instructions on how to cut these pieces out and then put them together. So for those that are more kinesthetic learners or visual learners and need to have a three-dimensional model to help visualize things, this is kind of a nice little touch that I didn't think that MOOCs could incorporate here, so it was a nice surprise. Now I'm going to close that and go back here to Lab 1, diffusion and osmosis. So when I click on this here, it has some instructions on doing labs, and it has a PDF that I can click on here. Now what it has here is it has information, background information on how to do this lab. It gives you formulae, I suppose I should say, and it basically explains how to do this lab. And it gives you the materials that you can use. And the nice thing is that the materials that you need for this lab are all household materials that people should have at home. So this is a lab that you don't need a fancy science lab to do. You can just do this at your house. And again, it gives you another hands-on way of actually covering the material. So I was really pleased to see that they have these options in the MOOCs, because before that I didn't think that you'd really be able to do anything hands-on, and labs were virtually impossible. So a nice little surprise there. Now I just want to kind of, for those of you that maybe haven't really explored MOOCs at all or don't even know where to begin, if you are interested, there's kind of two main websites that I've taken a look at, so that if you are interested in taking a MOOC, visiting one of these two websites would be a great place to go. So the one that I've registered for these two classes in is a website called edx.org. So if you go to edx, it will bring up this page here, and you can simply type in here and search for the name of a school like Harvard or a subject. But if you just scroll down, it has a list of some classes that you can take, and you can see there is quite the diversity. We have alien worlds, the science of exoplanet discovery and characterization. We have visualizing post-war Tokyo Part 1, the ancient Greek hero in 24 hours. There really is a good diversity. And if I scroll down to the bottom here, you can see that you can view all 300 plus courses. So if I click on there, it brings up a menu on the side here where we can look for classes that are currently available, starting soon, upcoming, self-paced. So if you are interested in taking a class but you don't feel like you can meet weekly deadlines, you could look in the self-paced option here to see what classes are available. There's archived ones, and then we can just scroll down and you can search via subject. So if you are interested in biology and life sciences, you see here that there are all of the classes that fit this discipline that you would be able to scroll through and take. Another website that I've looked at that has lots of MOOC classes is this one here, coursera.org. And again, very similar layout here. You could search for classes. It has some classes right here on the front page, And again, you can view all courses. There's a menu that you can look through. So if you're interested in learning any languages, this is a good place to go to. As you can see, there's classes on a whole variety of languages, all kinds of categories. And since we are teachers, they have a teacher professional development category, and there are 77 classes being offered here. So if you are looking for some PD, this is a pretty good place to go because, depending, we all have different things that we want to work on. And with 77 classes on different things, I'm sure you can find a class that would address kind of the professional development that you're interested in. Now, I've been kind of thinking as I've done this is how would I, or would I even potentially incorporate MOOCs into my own classroom, into my teaching? And I need to do a little bit more thinking on it, but the investment that I've had to put into the MOOC that I've been participating in, it takes a fair bit of time, and I'm not sure that it might be too much of a time commitment for, to incorporate into one of my high school classes, but certainly for those students that are keeners and are very capable of working ahead, this is a good option to maybe pass on to some of those students to look up some things and they can take their learning a little bit further. Or we've been talking about Genius Hour a whole lot in our class, and that's something that I might be interested in incorporating somewhere down the road. And I think that if I was going to do that, I would introduce the idea of MOOCs to my students because there's a MOOC for almost every passion or interest that a person could have. And this would be a great way for students to kind of be able to really see a wide variety of classes that they could take and pick one that they're interested in and see what they do with it. So that's kind of where I'm at now, and I'm going to wrap this vlog up here for now, and I'll see what I can add next week. Thank you for listening.